This year, the number of riders is expected to increase by 15%. More trails are also expected to be added as this attraction continues to make its mark on the state's tourism industry. The walk will be held at Eleanor Town Park. Last year, organizers raised $15,000. This year, they're hoping for $20,000. 3 more quilt designs are currently in the works for Putnam County. They'll go up this fall and be attached to barns. Then, over the next couple of years, organizers hope to have 40 of these quilt designs spread throughout the county. Elvis is alive and well and living in the Mid-Ohio Valley, courtesy of Steve Sams of Belpre. What started as a dare 7 years ago is now dazzling audiences across the region. In this week's Valley Views, paying tribute to the king of rock and roll. You don't have to go to Las Vegas to see the king of rock and roll. In fact, many believe Steve Sams of Belpre is the next best thing to the real thing.
Steve's a little bit of an older Elvis, but his voice, Steve's voice, that's what it is. I mean, Steve sounds like Elvis Presley.
He just has like the charisma of Elvis and just about like the real Elvis, and he just sounds like the real Elvis.
The Steve points out he's a tribute artist, not an impersonator.
But to me, it's all about reproducing the music. You know, the man's music is what takes people down a trip down memory lane, and you know, that's what's important to me.
He doesn't shy away from teaching his Elvis talents.
Get your voice way down here.
Get your voice way down here.
Then you got to start snaring your lip a little bit. I guess. Now take this one and do that. I don't know, he kind of looks like a downhill skier, doesn't he?
Besides Elvis, Steve also pays tribute to Garth Brooks and Willie Nelson. The voice is real, and so are the emotions of this musical journey.
I love the music. It brings everything out in me. I mean, it's like watching Elvis again.
And the music of a man who made his mark on music history and American history lives on. In the eyes of the tribute artist and in the hearts of the Elvis fans of the Mid-Ohio Valley. And some of Steve's upcoming performances include a Belpre concert and the Mayor's Concert Series in Parkersburg. And if you have an idea for a future Valley View segment, we'd love to hear all about it. You can send that information to One Television Plaza, Parkersburg, West Virginia, 26101, or via the internet. Our email address is valleyviews@wtap.com. And it was mighty nice of Willie Nelson to come all the way up from Austin, Texas, just for that show.
Yeah, he sure did a really good job.
Yeah, I'm sure he did, too. He did an excellent job. Thank you.
Well, hopefully we'll have an excellent job with the...
Jim Gabehart is much more than a lawyer. Besides working as an assistant prosecutor in Lincoln County, he and wife Valerie have a bluegrass band. Gabehart says he is able to do both.
The assistant prosecutor's position in Lincoln County is not a full-time position, so I do have some flexibility in scheduling to be able to make it out of town on a Friday.
Gabehart has worked in the Lincoln County Prosecutor's Office for 13 years, taking care of mostly misdemeanor cases. But he's been playing banjo for 36 years. The couple put their musical talents on hold while raising their 2 children. Now both children have grown up and left home, so Jim and Valerie decided to get more active about performing.
Well, at this point, we're trying to make it more than a hobby. We've invested quite a bit in some newer equipment, in a trailer to haul this road show, and promotional materials.
Gabehart says the band is now pushing for national recognition. They've recorded several CDs to help that effort.
We, as a group, have played as an opening act For instance, at Ladley Field for the Judds, Charlie Daniels, at county fairs for people like Confederate Railroad.
Gabart makes sure his musical career does not interfere with his work as an assistant prosecutor. He says he often burns the midnight oil preparing for court. He sees the current arrangement continuing. Live and local in Lincoln County, Gil Mcclanahan, 13 News.
Dad was always my go-to person when I, had a problem. He always fixed it.
Now Missy Bowles of Bancroft wants to be that go-to person for those dealing with mesothelioma. 3 years ago, her father, Richard Dorsey, died from the rare form of cancer, suffering for 4 months.
We were lost. We didn't know what to do, how long he had. We didn't really even know what all it, consisted of. And
just laid around and didn't feel like doing anything. And then after he was diagnosed, I had to, give him medicine, shots in the stomach.
Missy is organizing the second annual Rod's Miles for Meso this Saturday morning in honor of her father. It's a 5K walk along the streets of Eleanor, along with other activities to bring attention to the disease and to be a resource.
Just because I didn't know what to do, so I want to help others.
The walk will be held at Eleanor Town Park. Last year, organizers raised $15,000. This year, they're hoping for $20,000.
I think he would be very proud.
Why do you say that?
Because he knows I'm a go-getter, and if I set my mind to it, I'm gonna strive to do what I want to do, and especially in his name, I want to honor him and keep him alive in our hearts.
Money raised from the walk will help find a cure for mesothelioma to hopefully give those suffering from the disease a brighter future. The first year of high school can be terrifying, especially when older students enter the picture.
I thought maybe they'd be mean to you or something, or throw you in trash cans, maybe stories and stuff, but they're actually really nice.
In fact, some upperclassmen are befriending incoming freshmen as part of Putnam County's Link Crew program. It started 3 years ago as a way to reduce dropout rates because experts say many students leave school in 9th grade.
Attendance rates are up. Kids wanting to drop out is down, and it's countywide, and this program is in all 4 schools in the county. We just see better attitudes, better cooperation among the grades.
As part of the program, juniors and seniors are teamed up with about 12 incoming freshmen, and in the process, students are finding that they're becoming friends with people they never thought they'd become friends with.
They taught us that this is our school as well as all the seniors and everyone else that's been here for years and years. They were telling us we should feel comfortable in this school.
A lot of them, there's really nothing different from them than us. They're just 4 years younger.
The pairings last the entire school year with the goal of breaking down barriers to create a memorable high school experience. You're looking at Putnam County's latest tourism draw. It's one of 3 quilt squares located in Buffalo. As part of the Appalachian Quilt Square Trail, county leaders are hoping visitors stop and take a closer look at the story behind the squares and spend some money in the process.
It is good for economic development. It benefits the local businesses, gasoline, restaurants, so forth.
It just fascinates me why they're on barns and why they pick the block they pick, because there's always a meaning behind those quilt blocks.
Kathy Hill has been on quilt tours and wanted to help bring one to Putnam County.
It kind of gets the communities involved because they get to see the block and it belongs to each community.
Putnam County's other quilt squares are in Eleanor and Winfield. To get one, Bush says an application must be filled out and approved by a committee. Then the applicant promises to take care of their quilt square area.
Most of these are historical significance, tied into certain areas and regions of the county.
I'm just interested in it. I think it's fascinating. I love it.
3 more quilt designs are currently in the works for Putnam County. They'll go up this fall and be attached to barns. Then over the next couple of years, organizers hope to have 40 of these quilt designs spread throughout the county.